Disruptor.
Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining.
Oh.
Radiant team ban. Dire team ban.
Yeah, very much back to the roots for Team Freedom. This is sort of the style they've been playing for years, like Underlord, Abaddon, for IX-Might going to this offlane. They try to mix it up. Last game, play more of like normal Dota instead of this super aggressive, pushy style that they do play a lot, as it hasn't been working too amazingly. They got 3-0'd by Duop playing that style. They broke 1-1 against Onyx. Now, losing to Infamous, trying to play more normal-ish Dota, so now trying to go back to the roots and play this style that they're used to. And we'll see how it does. They got, like you said, pretty manhandled last game.
Yeah, it definitely was. But at the same time, I mean, that can happen, even to the best of teams. And it's just, we've seen series before where one team just dominates the first game, and then the next game, it's the other team that's doing the dominating. So sure. I definitely know that these two teams, in my opinion, are somewhat evenly matched, and it could be either team that wins, no doubt. So looking forward to seeing what happens here. We got Juggernaut and Rubik bands. Follow now. The fourth band seems to be always that thinking band. There we go with the Centaur. Infamous.
Yeah, so not wanting to play against the safe lane Centaur. Overall, good hero, very strong in lane, sort of the opposite of the Slark. And Juggernaut also extremely good versus the Darkseer. Healing Ward counters out the Ion Shell mostly in lane, so a safe laner that can actually do quite well versus the Darkseer. Omni Slash doesn't really care if you're surging away, as he's still going to follow you and chop you. And can also purge off the amplify damage with the spin. Obviously, Crush does not go through it. So overall, Juggernaut just a good ban. Good for both teams, actually. So
5 seconds remaining.
That away. Now the third pick for Infamous. Again, they went the Darkseer Slaughter just like last game as far as other heroes. I mean, what, they had a Shadow Fiend. They did not have a Warlock.
Team pick.
Change of pace.
Yeah, so realizing Team Freedom gonna do this super 5-man push, group up and fight you draft, and Infamous realizing that, and sort of how Complexity adjusted their draft earlier to Onyx, picking up that Warlock. Just an incredibly strong team fight here, so much damage between the Darkseer, all the Ion Shells floating around, the Vacuum, the Warlock combined with the Rock, so the Vacuum Rock, a very, very nice combo. Freedom kind of counter that, the back and forth counters with the Global. So whenever you do start the fight, you can Global, try and blow up the Warlock or blow up one of their their key heroes. So the Silencer, you can just run around rampant, take the fight after you've killed initial hero using the Global.
Yeah, that on top, they have the Static Storm, obviously, from Disruptor, and a lot of silence. A lot of silence here on the side of Team Freedom now with that, of course, Silencer pick. So it's going to be Lifestealer, a hero that maybe not as affected by his silence ability. Get him to go with that Slaughter, but that's, again, a very strong combo. The fact that they got the fourth pick Lifestealer with the Slaughter. Happier, I'm sure. Fourth pick for Team Freedom. All right, Blinks, that's not expected. Happened.
Yeah, BSJ has been practicing that hero a reasonable amount. They picked it in a couple of games. Quite good versus the Lifestealer, as a hero that doesn't build too much armor early on, likes to go for Armor, which does give you some armor. And then much later in the game, you can go for the AC. But in the intermittent time there, where the Clinks has the Desolator, has the Dragonlance, can just snipe down people, do tons of damage, gives them a physical damage building hitter, which they didn't really have before. The Silencer most probably going to be mid, as Tomato typically plays it there. Underlord, not really a great building hitter, more of a building hitter enabler. And the Clinks going to sort of round out that 5-manny, take your towers draft that Team Freedom likes to go for.
We did see, wasn't it Arteezy, I think, played it for Evil Geniuses at the Dota pit? Played a little bit of Clinks there.
Yeah, played one game for Secret, he dominated.
Could be fun to see a similar performance here, perhaps, for Team Freedom, at least I'm sure they're hoping for. final pick to follow. Spearbreaker taken away from
10
Infamous, so
seconds remaining.
the way an option that could have been a good setup stun and initiator
5
himself, of
seconds
course.
remaining.
Yeah, also very good versus the Lifestealer. 2 stuns that both pierce BKB, so able to lock him down during the rage duration. And then Underlord, Root, and all of their silences. Silencer and Clinks both eventually probably get Hurricane Pikes. You know, at some point during this game, so the stun's able to lock this Lifestealer down while everybody just kites him around, and then they just pelt him with right clicks from the Searing Arrows and the Glaive's sort of orb team.
Radiant
Van
team
Tinker, something that worried about facing perhaps. Both teams are probably lining up to pick their last pick here, right?
Yes. No, not Team Freedom. Team Freedom is most probably picking the Silencer mid, so
10
probably going to be
seconds
looking
remaining.
for
Okay.
a Eagle hero here. Juby most often plays the
5
Disruptor.
seconds remaining.
Yeah, I like the Tinker band a lot. Kotaro is one of the best Tinker players in all of the NA region.
Reserve
Is
time.
extremely good at it, and Freedom really have no way to catch him and deal with him. If he does get off to a good start, a very strong laner would dominate this Silencer in the lane. Okay, no, I was wrong. You're right.
Dire team pick.
My lack of having insight pretty much got me to be right, apparently. Yeah, no. I just assumed that it was going to be Support Silencer, but I mean, Core Silencer, I know for sure, as you're saying, is definitely a possibility. But okay, they go Puck, so yeah, there's going to be a Support
10
Silencer.
seconds remaining.
Yeah, maybe we're scared that it was going to be a little bit too squishy and easy to kill versus
5
Slaughter
seconds
Lifestealer. It would be
remaining.
very easy for them to jump him and blow him up, as Team Freedom really doesn't have any jump until they did get this
Reserve
puck. So now they
time.
have a little bit of catch, a way to start the team fights, so they can go with the Silencer. Because whenever you do pick a Silencer, you typically want a hero to start the fights for you. So you jump in, you use whatever spell, and then you global on top of it, and then you kill a hero, and you get out, or you continue chasing the fight. And they may have wanted to put the Silencer mid and take the Spearbreaker, and that ban just sort of put just threw a wrench in their plans. And so maybe going on the fly, maybe they had the Puck in plans all the time, but Puck quite awful versus Lifestealer, does almost nothing to him, and can also get bursted down very easily by this Slaughter Lifestealer. So they have, Freedom definitely have to play very carefully on their core, because they're very squishy and easy to bring down if they are caught alone by the Slaughter Lifestealer. They can kill almost anyone on the map at this
10
point and have some
seconds
very strong
remaining.
team fight on Infamous.
Yeah, it's good point being brought up. I mean, you might have
5
brought
seconds
it up before, but just to reiterate, Clink's being picked into a Slaughter. Is that of concern for Team Freedom as Alchemist final pick? All right.
Kotaro Alchemist, he invented it.
Did he? Okay.
I mean,
Something new again.
He didn't really invent it, but in the patch where Alchemist started becoming extremely popular, I think it was right before the what was it? The Boston? No, not the Boston Major. The Frankfurt Major. The one that's what was then unknown. That had Kotaro on it. Whenever Alchemist was extremely popular, really popularized the Alchemist. One of the best Alchemists, in the Northwest, is very, very good at the hero, very comfortable on it, and understands the ins and outs of it for sure.
Fun to see that. Then it was fun to see the hero and players combinations being picked up. But going back to the Clinks, though, again, is it of concern that they picked it into a Slaughter? The fact that with the Crow's phase there.
Yeah, it can be a little bit worrisome. You really want to be on the offensive with this Clinks. You don't want to be getting jumped. So if you are on the offensive, then it's not the biggest deal in the world, as you have your team backing go up. You have the global to save you. They really only have to worry if he is getting jumped, and so that's sort of, what worries a little bit. Oh, this Puck is not going to be able to pressure this Alchemist at all. So if they aren't able to get some good rotations on him, then Infamous is going to look to make space with the Slaughter going for ganks with the Lifestealer at some point. Darkseer is probably going to have a nice time down bottom versus Clinks. It's not the best lane in the world for the Darkseer. There are definitely better lanes, but should be able to get at least enough. And they have very, very strong teamfight in Infamous. So once they have this Radiance up, it's going to have a lot of AoE damage. So I think Freedom is definitely on a timer here, but they're very, very comfortable with that, as they quite often play these lineups that don't scale amazingly well late game unless they have an advantage, but they always manage to get an advantage and try and end the game as soon as possible.
The battle begins.
Stinger here on Slaughter. He's kind of scouting things out and got a ward down, and now he's gonna see what's going on as far as who's going where, I guess. But just getting some information for the team. The Bounty Rinto gonna be controlled by their appropriate sides. And into lanes we go. So Silencer is gonna be partnering up with IX Mike up here on that Underlord. top lane at least. How that works for them. They're going to be going up against a Warlock, Lifestealer, and a Slaughter nearby. I feel like Silencer could be pretty vulnerable if he's not careful here. Oh well. This is nice though. Slaughter just kind of walks right into them.
So skill to slow level 1 on the Lifestealer. Healing him up as well. It's taking a lot of damage. May go down here.
So about what I was saying, how Silencer's pretty vulnerable. Yeah, I mean, because there's nothing Underlord can do, too, at least until the Pit of Malice.
Got nothing really to protect him. Flying up pretty far, and the Lifestealer sneaking through the trees there. Newly added group sort of changed the position a little bit. Slithers through them, gets the open wounds off, and they get that kill. So a very nice start for this trial, and now the Silencer continuing to play very far back, harassing IX Mike a little bit, getting that Atrophy Aura level 1, so no Firestorm potential for any kill or anything like that, and healing up Stinger, so it should be fine in this lane.
Okay, well, so he's going to be gone again. The open wound comes out, and he's going to be hero block, puts the curse out, but this is another dead Silencer. So this leads to my point here that I was going to make. Is now with the 2 deaths, you just stop going up here, right? Like, Silencer needs to go somewhere else.
Yeah, he's probably either going to go harass mid or go down the bottom, as he's just going to continue dying up in this top lane. You really don't want to feed this Lifestealer, as if he does get online super early, he can really feed off of these supports. If they don't get up to Ghost Scepters at a reasonable time, or if they aren't on the aggressive like we talked about, then this Lifestealer will be able to really punish them, as they don't have any ways to deal with him while he is raged, other than just shooting him with clinks.
Yeah. Mono gonna make a plan to Alchemist right here. If he lands the Salutary Orb, that's a kill. Defies the dust, is gonna be able to juke it though, and he's gonna stay alive for the time being. At least gonna try to go for the turn kill. It was not enough though, despite the acid spray. C-Puck even using that face shift just in case right there as the chase on from Stinger, but I don't, he might be able to actually. Not in time, he's able to port away, and he'll survive. That was a close call. Turn. That was a good juke though by Alchemist, that wasn't easy.
Yeah, he getting a little bit too greedy in lane, staying in lane with too low of HP, taking a lot of harass from the puck, and sort of giving them a shot back into this game. The puck having a very good start now with 2 Null Talismans working towards that bottle. Gonna have gonna have it after just this creep. So yeah, just a little bit away. And the Alchemist having the boots, so a little bit low in region, but still does have the shrine, so not the biggest deal in the world.
I don't know why that was just so funny, but I was watching IX Mike the whole time. You're making your point there, and he literally is kiting through the trees. And I mean, he's stayed alive for a long time, and he just eventually just runs into their tower. That's basically saying, you know what, I'm just going to make you chase me all the way here, knowing that I'm dead anyway. So, I mean, I guess that's good, but another case that even with Underlord, I mean, as tanky as he is, he still can't survive what is all the damage up here at the top lane. So this top lane absolutely locked down by Infamous is very safe to say. And Alchemist right now is winning this middle lane as far as the creep score goes. Now, of course, Puck with the hero kill advantage. And actually might be in some trouble right here. Curse comes out, Illusory Orb, Tomato going forward. There's the Silence, it's only level 1 though, and the Curse isn't going to be enough damage. No,
4
it's
HP.
not 4 HP, he'll survive. And now Stinger's going for a turn kill, but 2 is not going to be able to do enough damage. But hey, at least... Oh wow, he could have waited for his teammate right there.
How mean!
That was rude.
Rude, reported.
Rude is real. Probably should report him. Anyways, so he survives, that's the good news. But the point is, again, Alchemist, he was winning this middle lane, though, very slightly with creep score. Does that surprise you?
No, the puck really doesn't have the kind of damage to deal with this. Alchemist has very low armor on the puck, so the acid spray really just does a whole lot to him. Once the Alchemist gets up to level 6, and you can really just do absolutely nothing versus him. And, he just continues to spam down the acid spray every single minute, pushing in this wave. There's not too much you can do. Up to 1k gold now in the Alchemist, so probably going to go be the armlet. Does have 2 Radiances queued up in his stash, so I somehow doubt it'll finish both of those, but...
Right. That doesn't stack, does it? Like,
No, they don't stack.
That would be absurd, yeah. No, he takes away the ones. Yeah, just misclicking / trolling right there. Alright, so yeah, you're saying armlet, but... So is he actually just going first Radiance here? Like
he could. He doesn't have any, mana regen items currently. I think you go for like out of the bottle, the soul ring or something like that. Let's have the ulti up now, so not really killable. Tomato looking in the jungle for a kill, but just getting the 6 just in time. But PSG actually going down bottom to slaughter our Darks here. So nice rotation from Stinger.
I'm sure it was great. I wish I caught it on camera, but they catch the Clinks down there at the bottom lane, and the Iron Shell providing plenty of damage, and no corrosive haze even needed right there. It's still able to chase him down. Mania, meanwhile, here the Warlock is trying to run away. The Dream Coil was going to be activated. Really just wanted to make sure to get that kill. I mean, that's it's only cooldown for another 60 seconds here. It's not the longest, but gets him the kill. That's what's important, as he's about to hit level 7 meanwhile.
You shall not.
As well, yeah, BSJ here on Clinks, dying right there will slow down that farm, which has overall been actually pretty good. I mean, he's the top farmer on his team and second in the game overall right now. But no, it's definitely a big kill to have on him. So what do we see on Clinks though? Like what's the build on Clinks you feel like as far as his items go?
Typically you'll go for the Aqua and the Soul Ring, sometimes just one of them. Most of the time you go for both. And with the treads into Dragonlance and to Deso, sometimes you go Deso before the Dragonlance, and most of the time you go Dragonlance into the Deso. The extra range, the tankiness is very nice, and Deso just an all-around good item. Gives you a lot of damage and works very well with your Searing Arrows. Your hero is just completely physical damage. So a nice interaction there, and it fits into your hero's style quite well. Almost has the Soul Ring finished up. For that death, gonna slow it down a little bit, but not the biggest deal in the world. This Alchemist does look like he's actually going to be skipping the Armlet this game and going straight for the Radiance. Up to 2k gold now and just getting the Sage Mask and ferrying out a Clarity, so doesn't really have mana issues right now. As Clarities, Clarities themselves, they don't get broken by creeps anymore, are much better for jungling, as you can just ferry a casual Clarity out, and it's the cost of 1 or 2 spells. So very nice from Kataro.
Yeah.
Not spending any more than it needs to on regen.
Yeah, that's one of those changes that I feel like it was just kind of a comfortable change that maybe that can't be necessarily abused heavily, but it's just like a nice change, that's the most annoying thing ever, when that creep attacks you as you pop a Clarity or whatever and it just takes it off right away, or even for the jungling aspect. Middle lane, by the way, look at these arrows, man, that's 4 shots essentially. What comes out to finish the job, and Tomato, the Dream Coil, sure, that helped as well, so nice little gank towards the middle lane as he picks off the Warlock, so it's successful. However, bottom's going to be pushed to now.
That was a pretty huge rotation. Does get the kill on the Warlock, and he used his TP as well on the Warlock, so not going to be able to get up to his level 6 at the time he wanted to. Going to slow down their teamfight prowess for just a little bit of time. Meanwhile, Juby is getting some XP in the bottom lane, so going to get up to the 6 on Disruptor maybe before the Warlock. So a very nice rotation, and also going to get some damage on this mid tower, which you really want to do versus Alchemist. Take down his towers early, shut down his map control. So a very nice, very important rotation from BSJ. So Alchemist and Lifestealer getting pretty out of control.
Glimpse is ready for a Disruptor, so we'll see if he can make a play. Yeah, he's going to use it right here. The kinetic field that does catch him. And now he's kind of running back and forth, like, which way do I go? Like a freaking pinball machine. The Searing Arrows, though, are going to be enough damage. BSJ secures that kill. Juby actually got credit for it on the Disruptor. But the point is they take out Darkseer, so got to feel good about that one.
I think his Fairy Fire was in the wrong slot. He moved his Fairy Fire after he died, and I think he would have lived if he popped it.
Oh, good point, yeah. No, he definitely would have, because, it's the final auto attack. See his max distance there.
So, must have had it in the wrong slot, a little irritated, quickly moved it over afterwards, so I should have lived there, so.
Middle lane, that's a dead Alchemist. With that Armlet, he probably doesn't die there, just saying.
This committed to the Radiance does buy out the recipe there, so it doesn't lose too much gold. 1800 gold on top of the recipe, and an unfortunate death there. Just it's kills like that that give Freedom a chance. They need to shut down this Alchemist early on, slow down Infamous teamfight, slow down the Slaughter's Blink, the Darkseer mech, because once they get up to those items that he has a Radiance on this Alchemist, they're just gonna have so much damage, it's gonna be very hard for Freedom to deal with. Because their cores are not typically known for being very good at pushing out lanes or farming very fast. They're all about fighting early on and taking advantage of their early strength. And if this Alchemist gets to a fast Radiance and they get their ults up on Infamous, and they will have an extremely hard time dealing with it.
Radiant's bottom
Skeleton Walk activated by BSJ. He also have, oh no, that's actually just simply, oh no, that's Skeleton Walk, but he also smoked the Deceit. Teammates behind him, they're working their way to the top lane. That would be for Benja's up here on the Lifestealer. He does have an Armlet. If he gets some toggles, pops that Rage perhaps. Doesn't have teammates here currently, but still want to open, but he's going to be spotted. The Kling set is, and all the information Lifestealer needs. So this gank is already unsuccessful journey, unfortunately. Gonna pressure the tower though, meanwhile. At least they'll get something out of it. Let's try to. Underlord, by the way, looks like he's building into a medallion. You mentioned that possibly for something like the Clinks, but Underlord's gonna be going for it though. Curious choice there, no mechs as a result. Silence over the lane, he's gonna end up falling most likely. Gets the turn kill though. On to Slaughter, does Tomato playing that puck, and now he's going for Mania here. He took the stun from the Dream Coil, but this illusory orb, if he dodges it, we saw Alchemist earlier. Okay, he doesn't need to actually. Shadow Word Heal apparently a little bit too strong. From the 4 middle lane though.
Now, taking that top tower and immediately coming to mid, so the Warlock not quite having level 60 yet, just one creep away. Truly 4 experience, so they're going to lose this mid tower. Don't have the Radiance out on the Alchemist because of some of those early deaths. Had those, maybe would have been able to fight here, but instead Team Freedom going to be able to use the strong timing they have right now. They need to continue to get as much as they can while they're strong.
They're going to take this down. The Firestorm goes out. There's the Overloons. They're using a bit just to go Disruptor. Out comes the Colony. It's level 6 now. He says it's my turn now, but Tomato with the illusory orb. He goes back in with the Silence to take down Warlock. And they also get the Pit of Malice trap onto the Slaughter right there. So it ends up being a 2-for-1 actually. And again, they got the Golem used, which they then destroy shortly after. They only lost Disruptor. So definitely Team Freedom is very happy with the way that played out.
Yeah, for sure. All the meanwhile, Alchemist farming after one more camp should have his Radiance, only 300 gold off. Doesn't have the Armor, but is going to be a 12-minute Radiance. Infamous definitely very happy with that. Going to speed up his farm massively. I really like not going the Armlet first, as if he's getting jumped and he's going to die, the Armlet probably not going to change too much, and getting his Radiance really early on is going to let him push the lanes extremely fast and get up to that 6-slotted Alchemist at 30 minutes that they really want to see. Once he does get to that point, then he's just going to be too tanky for Freedom to bring down, as they don't really have the highest damage heroes once he does get some tanky items from this Alchemist.
Balance there with that Helm of the Dominator. There we go. They do, does he have a creep with it yet? He used the cooldown, so. Oh yeah, he does have a Satyr. First creep, kind of having fun with a Life Stealer over here. That's harassing him as he's attempting to do Agents. Ancients. What was I gonna say though? Oh yeah, Underlord finished the Medallion of Courage. So again, kind of going back to that, this means he's obviously he didn't go mech here, and I don't know if he plans to go mech still. Is that misstep you think, or are you fine with him going the Medallion?
I think it's okay. It's quite good versus the Slaughter Lifestealer, going to give them quite a boost in armor. The mech would be decent as well, as the Darksuit does have a mech, so they'll be countering out their mech, but they have so much AoE damage in Infamous, I don't know how much of a difference it would make if he did go for it. So, usually go for the Medallion, kind of an interesting choice, we'll see if it pays off or not. You get a pick up on Stinger and gonna go immediately into the Roshan afterwards.
Yeah, watch him chase him down, Slaughter over there, and eventually just caught him in the end with the Illusory Orb, and now we see Team Freedom on that Roshan as mentioned. This should be, what do you give it? I guess Blinks, right? You give the Blinks here.
Yeah, you want to get into your building, Sieger, so they're going to try and take the tier 2s with this. But Infamous is definitely going to be ready to fight them. There's the Rock coming up in 20 seconds. They're going to look for a team fight there. Only 1 point in the vacuum right now, only level 8 on Darkseer. So they don't have the super wombo combo that they're looking for yet, and Freedom does have a window of opportunity where they can try and take these fights before Infamous gets to that super strong stage. Working on the Deso on Clinks, gonna go for Deso before Dragonlance this game. You know, something you can do, we talked about that a little bit earlier, has 1 Mithril Hammer and 300 gold, so almost there.
Here we go, the sieging has begun. Now he doesn't have the most teammates with him just yet. You see Puck making his way over, and Underlord isn't there. Ix Mike actually pretty low on life here, as well as mana, so... Oh, they're gonna find Alchemist in their own jungle actually, now they want to go for a kill on him instead. But he actually is able to escape, and yeah, they can't find him over here, so good job by Zedestal. Oh, unless Klink's finds him.
Don't come out! Dude.
That was so close, yeah. If he pops out there, he's probably dead.
Very nice from him turning his Radiance off. If he had it on, the BSJ would have found him. Didn't have a TP on him. He's gonna slither his way out, it looks like. Just barely living, has his ulti now, so even if he gets found, BSJ doesn't really have the damage to bring him down. So, some nice jukes from the Alchemist, and still trying to stay in this jungle. He's pretty greedy right now. He may go down. Oh, I don't know if this is worth it.
he ends up dying here, as he only has himself to blame now. Was he not seen there? I mean, he definitely was seen there,
He
right?
must have still been on the high ground or something.
Oh, man.
Looks like they're trying to go for some wraparound. They're going to take this fight here, charging up the stun.
Who's he going for? Who's he going for? Well, he goes for Underlord, locking him down. Cleese meanwhile caught. The overwind's on him. Static Storm going to be used up. Him else comes out, and it will stall him from going on to BSJ. And now he's able to turn around, pop it out in the series. James out comes a global silence from Silencer, but it's BSJ versus Super Vengeance. No one's going to win that fight just yet. Warlock Golem comes out of the background. The vacuum in on the Silencer. They do kill Underlord, by the way, and Silencer is picked off. And now Clink, can he somehow escape? Yes, he can. The kinetic field going to lock it in place. And this is Puck from a distance, but they did take out Lifestealer actually in the background, and now Puck needs to make the escape because they pop the face shift, and Orb poured out right there, and Alchemist stunned himself in the background. So how did they kill Lifestealer?
The stupid mud golem they had dominated threw rocks at his head when he armlet toggled.
Oh no. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, that was perfect timing. Is that...
Silencer?
Okay, he got hit by the rock and then a creep hit him for the last hit.
Okay.
So yeah, Eagle with the big plays to get the kill on the Lifestealer. If he didn't go down, it would have been an extremely good fight for Infamous, but still quite good. Has the boots to travel up in the Alchemist now. DD on BSJ. May look for a kill here. He's just charging a stun.
Gets it off, but he doesn't have the vision. The Radiant Spur not going to be enough either, as Clink's able to squirm on out of there. And he still has the Aegis on him. Worst case, however. But he is going to survive it, so... Fights, not the most casualties between a couple of those fights right there. So yeah, Alchemist hanging around as long as he did at the bottom lane. Actually ended up working okay, but then the death on the Lifestealer maybe changed it a little bit, so...
Yeah. But since that Roshan, the Clinks really hasn't gotten anything done. They tried to take the bottom tower, but Alchemist stopping them there, wrapping behind, taking a pretty good fight, and now... falling behind on net worth, only at 6,700. The Lifestealer about 1,000 above, and the Alchemist, of course, is going to be far above everyone else, but this is really not where you want to be as a Clinks, as a hero that really wants to be ahead. Just take these fights to, first down the squishy supports before they get to Ghost Scepters and armor items, things like that. So you really have to worry for this Clinks and just Freedom's draft in general that the timer is ticking and they really need to make stuff happen.
Well, they also just used a Dark Rift right there by Underlord as he was trying to get away by it. He was pushing out the top lane, Slaughter and Lifestealer jumped him, and he does have the full Solar Crest finish, which of course is good with the evasion and everything. And he is tough to kill, but now that Dark Rift going to be on cooldown for a little bit longer. As, ooh, Clinks. Okay, just going to pop the Corrosive Haste. Slaughter will wiggle away. Hello to him. Bottom tower, Alchemist going to protect this. And so yeah, Team Freedom, this idea of doing a lot early on, going in maybe as necessarily as well as they hoped for. This graph, in fact, they barely poked up in their favor a couple of times, but back well in favor of Infamous, about a 1,500 net worth and about a 2,000 experience lead right here. Infamous, he's got a Yasha now finished, so going to be building that main style. If he obviously gets to a point where he's going to buy Ags for other, I mean, is there a hero on the team where you're like, they should get the Ags on him first? He does it.
I'm sorry, what?
Alchemist buying an Axe. If there's a hero that comes to mind as far as who he should buy an Axe for.
Most probably this Warlock. Once he has 5 or 6 items, but probably not gonna be buying Ags until then. Probably the Warlock getting the double golem is really nice. I'm not sure. I know OD's Q doesn't work on the golems, but I don't know if Searing Arrows does. I don't remember them specifically stating that change, so I would assume it still does. So Clinks is pretty good versus the golems. If not, then he's pretty bad versus the golems. But just in general, gives them more AoE damage. There is an Ags for the Darkseer, but it's not amazing. No Ags for the Slaughter. No, the Ags for the Lifestealer is basically useless. So most probably to the Warlock once he does get to that stage. But by the time they get to that stage, Team Freedom is in some dire straits most probably. So yeah. I don't think they're worrying too much about who they give the Ags to on Infamous.
Alright, there we go. The resume after the short pause. Mech on Darkseer, obviously he's picked that up and on a pretty routine build right there. Puck been doing, by the way, has that Veil, has the Yields as well as the Blink Dagger. So I think Tomato's having a pretty good time. Yeah, 9,400 net worth. He's actually second in the game currently. Behind, of course, the Alchemist.
6-0 and 2, 105 CS. So Tomato having a pretty good game. Gonna be going for the Boots of Travel next. Looks like the Hex afterwards, so gonna try and give them a little more pickup potential. As you can see, they're now just struggling to try and make something happen around the map. BSJ does have the Deso picked up, and it's gonna be going for that Hurricane Pike next, but No, just not really farming near as much as the cores from Infamous. The Alchemist continues to scale up, almost as the Mantis style. Gonna clear up all 3 of these camps, so you can just pull them together with the Radiance. Can you continue to skyrocket his net worth?
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Top lane
Dire's
Lifestealer,
bottom tower
Desolator
has
just
fallen.
about finished. He actually ports away as Underlord's up here. Underlord kind of playing a split pusher almost, it feels like. Got a lot at the top lane. That's meanwhile Alchemist actually stuns himself here, but not a big deal. Gonna push out the bottom now. Underlord trying to be a bit of a distraction as he bucklers up the minions, and he is going to be going for the mech into the Guardian Greaves. Eventually over here, Jimmy gets caught. Actually, Lifestealer and Slaughter jump him and drop him, I'm sure, very quickly.
Yeah, 1 or 2 hits. Does go down, and looks like they're going to use that time to try and pressure this bottom lane.
Dire's top tower is under
As I say
attack.
that, TPing off the top, so gonna try and pressure IX Mike. With just a Slaughter in the Darkseer, not really likely that they get a kill here, and just pushing this bottom lane very far, forcing people to rotate, and now gonna go back to farming.
Oh, Clinks is here. The Sentry's there too, though. Throws the pins, he has it, but couldn't get off in time, actually. He's gonna take a silence pop to Shrine to the background. Meanwhile, Darkseer just ran right into it. Don't know what the game plan was there, but if it's to die, I guess mission accomplished. Bit of Malice, it goes down. Gonna zone them out. Warlock always got a golem, though. Tell Infamous still wants to make a play right here. They still want to fight the Invis Warlock. That golem, but maybe not, because no one else is really here. Lifestealer's actually going to pour it out with that rage. Gets rid of the top lane.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
But Warlock, he's coming to the flank now, so this definitely could still be something pretty big. Teammates coming over. Nope, not going to happen though. Team Freedom. Something doesn't feel right. Spider sense is tingling.
Radiant's
they'll fall
middle
back.
tower is under attack.
But hey, you made some more space for Alchemist. Not a bad problem to have.
Yeah, working towards that Octarine core, up to 2,500 gold already. And you can feel this Puck's impact start to dwindle. Was doing really, really well on the laning stage. Gets a couple of kills here and there, but it's really just on these squishy supports, not really pressuring the cores at all. And this Lifestealer doesn't really care if a Puck walks up to him and throws an orb, coils him, and he can just rage, walk away. The Alchemist will have so much HP that Puck, one of his biggest issues as a hero is that he's very low on damage once the game starts to go a little bit later. And versus heroes like Alchemist versus Lifestealer that are extremely tanky, the mech on the Darkseer, they may have some serious damage issues come a few minutes whenever they have a couple more items online.
Yeah.
Soul Booster now as well online on the Alchemist.
Octarine. Just about finished now for him. And yeah, you get the level 25 eventually. 30% lifesteal to get that point of flick. Oh, GG anyway. So, Blink though, pushing out the middle lane. Has that Desolator, of course. There we go. Gets the tower kill. The top tower, though, going to be heavily pressured by Infamous. Going to do the same up here as the fortification gets popped, however. We'll delay it just a little bit. There we go. Taking a look at some talent trees here. Yeah, only level 13 on Clinks. He actually doesn't have a talent point yet. 10 magic resist or a 10 intelligence. Guess either one's nothing
both
too
pretty
crazy.
bad. Yeah, they're both pretty crummy.
At up level 15 though. Searing arrow damage sounds pretty strong. Damage tool, of course. Warlock.
Strength not too bad either.
Oh yeah, probably depending on the situation, yeah. Oh, Slaughter's running in though. Yeah, he's gonna jump somebody. That would be the silencer. He just drops so quickly right there. BSJ meanwhile on the flank. Skills to walk away. B5 hit him out. Catches a couple. Puck with the flank. Out comes the Warlock. Oh no, there's a vacuum in. And the wall comes down. Juby's gonna get caught. He gets the Static Storm off at least. But no kinetic field. Anyways, you can see the Dark Rift. Not gonna be in time now from Underlord. A 3-for-1 exchange. Working out for Infamous right there, and Clink's keeping his distance. They almost got Puck as well. And just to blink into the base. But this should now be a tower. And Alchemist is like, oh, I'm here, guys. I don't think he was there that whole time, actually.
I think he had thrown a couple stuns. He was over to the side. BSJ
okay.
used his first strafe on him.
Maybe he was then. Oh wow, straight from BSJ. Not going to be enough initially, but the Illusory Orb will secure the job. So I guess they do get the turn kills in the end.
Oh, just barely didn't see the Alchemist.
A glimpse back though on a Warlock. Yeah, they could have got the Alchemist there. That would have been a bigger target. But at least they get something in the end. And Roshan's up, so yeah, they might just go right into the Roshan pit.
Yeah, so overall, not bad for Freedom. Not losing the Clinks or the puck, only the supporting cast. And probably going to get this Roshan afterward, getting a couple kills on the supports. They overextended a little bit behind the tower, so getting caught by the glimpse. Gonna get this Roshan, so it's the kind of stuff that Freedom needs. They need Infamous to overextend, need to take these good fights. Continue to get Roshan and try to get some of this map control back and look for a good fight.
He did eventually get the 10 magic resistance, of course, really forced to at that point, but take out Roshan. That's another Aegis, as mentioned, for Team Freedom. 2200 gold saved up, so he's got the Dragon Lance, yeah, the Hurricane Pike. Getting very close now as well. They're going to smoke up. They obviously know that's an illusion. Going to work down the middle lane here. They may get a jump onto the Darkseer. There we go. The Silence comes out. Mobile Sun's going to be used by Silencer as well. They do take out Darkseer. Can they get life to is the question now. The Armlet toggle, the heal from Warlock. Silencer trying to get close enough, but he cannot. And in comes the Crush Gunner from Slaughter, meanwhile. Sold him down even further. The upheaval is going to be canceled immediately because of the Static Storm. And actually, Slaughter will fall to it. Tomato's really going deep right here. We will blink dagger away. But what caution in the background after the stun immediately. The kinetic field keeping Alchemist in place. Wisdom Roots as well for the pin of balance out. And Puck will manage to live. And meanwhile, teammates are dying. Life Stealer goes down. And now Alchemist, he's trying to make plays by himself. I mean, he's got the ultimate activated, of course, but can he do it all by himself? It's going to be wearing off right there. He needs to start running now. They did get the one kill on a Clinks, but of course the Aegis is going to bring him right back up. Kinetic field, the trap with the pit of malice, the ultimate concoction. He gets it up just in time. And he will manage to live as a result of Chemical Rage. Meanwhile, out comes the Warlock Golem. Gonna catch a couple of discs, catch Clinks, the vacuum into the wall. They get Disruptor, and Clinks will fall too. The Alchemist managed to kite that whole time, survive. Buy enough time for the turn kills
Dire's top tower
at their base. That fight, it went on for a while there.
Yeah, and that was the Aegis fight as well, so not going to have that luxury for the next fight. ESJ nowhere near a BKB. If he does go for the BKB, then he'll be very low in damage, so not in the kind of position you want to be in. At the very least, for Freedom, the Lifestealer's fallen quite far behind on net worth, so only at 12k compared to the BSJ slightly above him and the Puck 2k above him, so not exactly where you want to be as a Lifestealer, but does have the Alchemist to bolster their team's damage quite a bit, and their team fight, like we talked about, is just so strong between the Warlock and the Darkseer. The Alchemist just spread damage, working really well with that Fatal Bonds, and now it has the Shields as well, so even more AoE damage.
Shiva's completed. Yep, there we go. More AoE damage, more protection even. That was necessary from before. Lifesteal, you talked about his progress. Maybe not the greatest, but he also has an AC coming along. And that'll, of course, be very useful for the team. So, Clinks, he actually went a Chrysalis. Interesting. They end up going Chrysalis over a Force Staff to finish up a Hurricane Pike here.
Yeah, just looking for any damage he can. Needs to be able to take down these supports as quickly as possible, but as the Ghost Scepter on Warlock, so going to make him basically impervious to the Clinks for 4 seconds, which is a long time in these fights. Clinks uses, if he uses his strafe, then that's valuable time that he needs to use to be hitting people. If he isn't, then he's just gonna run low down damage extremely quickly afterwards.
Great them to have against them, but going back to Tomato, by the way, Puck, he's really doing all that he can to keep Freedom in this game and give them hope. He has 8-0-7 right now, and he's getting a good position right here. Set up another flank. Silencer going to be exposed. Comes out. Darkseer running in the background. Global Silence is going to be activated. And they do catch a couple with a Drain Call. In fact, Alchemist might stun himself. Yeah, he's going to stun himself right here, actually. And the damage will follow. But the Chemical Rage is already activated. He's healing up plenty. They do pick up Warlock in the background despite that Ghost Scepter. And Clinks having to kite away. Meanwhile, the Disruptor also goes down. I'm watching the Alchemist action. But yeah, there's really a split fight going on over here. I spiked now the root on a Lifestealer, but he can't really chase him down by himself. Back over to Alchemist. He's going to end up falling, isn't he? There he goes.
Himself again.
Did he really? Twice in that fight. That's not good. That's not going to win you fights. And the chase continues. I mean, they're making another down here, actually. Sutter's also going to be one more. He's got play coming up in 3 seconds. Nope. Went the other way. Well played.
Yeah, so don't lose the gem, but the Alchemist does go down. Looks like they may lose the Darkseer as well as BSJ comes up here. The Shrine's still on cooldown, so surging away.
Oh, there's the Yield Scepter, and here comes your death. Shove me. You did.
Strange time to hibernate.
All right, so this streak continues. 10-0 at 8 now on Puck. Hell of a game. This proved to be a great pick, and he has a scythe now as well. And he just finished.
Yeah, so very, very farmed on this Puck. 10k behind this Alchemist still, though. So it looks like Alchemist is going for a Butterfly, so gonna have massive amounts of evasion. But BSJ is gonna be going for the Daedalus, so not going for that MMKB, and we'll have some serious issues dealing out damage to him. Even though will have so much physical damage while missing a lot of his hits, so Infamous still have this very strong team fight. Sort of took a split fight there, and Freedom very thankful for that. But also still have all their tier 2s though. So Freedom, despite the advantage that Infamous draft has, been playing very well and even have a map.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, it really feels. Yeah, it really feels like Infamous should definitely start to be pulling ahead. You know, about 30 minutes into the game. It's not like Team Freedom has been winning a lot of these. You know, getting all these picks, you got this early start that you kind of suggested that they maybe needed, but they somehow are actually still very much in this game. So Freedom most certainly still a chance for them to split here, and this kill of Darks here can help with that. You see the scythe comes out of the couple of auto attacks there from that spray from Blinks. Gets the kill, but in the back end they finally kill Puck, and that's a huge kill. That's the Lifestealer, 885 gold bounty. Now Lifestealer may fall, but the Lifesteal's kicking in. That Dark Rip taking them away. Lifestealer's gonna survive as a result. He maybe should have canceled that, I don't know. Anyways, the Disruptor goes down, and they're also gonna lose a teammate there in Clinks. Yeah, that Dark Rip, I mean, it got him out, but nobody else with him.
That was some amazing armlet toggling from Venjas, but the very end goes down. I think maybe it popped. I don't know what happened there. Maybe it turned off his armlet accidentally and does go down in the end. It's a very, very nice armlet toggling. Keeps him alive for a long time, so they had to continue focusing him and clean up 3. So very nice initiation, great blink stun, and now can I get that Butterfly up on the Alchemist? And maybe take some of these tier 2s that have been left standing for quite some time.
And it was to clear out the jungle, but yeah, you mentioned that tier 2. That's going to be next in line. Disruptor buying a couple of those tomes there. Gonna trying to get to level 15 for that minus 30-second respawn time, perhaps, but obviously truck away. The 8% spell amplification picked up by Puck. M dying though, like I mentioned, Lifestealer, quite the bounty for that. The AC finished. Now he's got, well, looks like he wants to go to Yasha and Manta. An MKB possibly on top of that, so he's got his next trio of items like figured out, and gonna jump inside Slaughter meanwhile. Here comes that smoke. Roshan not up just yet. Scouted out, bottom lane, Alchemist, he's gonna stun himself. Having some fun with those concoctions there.
Yeah, something we haven't really pointed out is how poor this Darkseer is. Still only has Guardian Greaves and a Soul Ring at 32 minutes. 8k net worth compared to Mike's 11,000, so it's extremely poor for a Darkseer hero that typically farms really well as an offlaner. That may be why some of these fights aren't going super well for Infamous, because he just isn't having that massive AoE tankiness effect that Darkseers normally have with Crimson Guards, items like that, but just the Guardian Greaves have been going down a lot with 6 deaths.
No blink dagger for that initiation, and he might be in some trouble right here. Now, in fact, it's going to be bait, baby. They quickly kill Disruptor. Global Silence not going to save him even. And now that's going to be a clue in the back. Going to catch a couple of with that Puck as well as a click. Out comes the Warlock on the BSJ. He's simply trying to live, and it's going to work. No, the buyback not to be had. The Dark Rift not there in time. Puck makes it out, but there's no buyback. 60 seconds. Clinks is dead, and here we go with some sieging now.
Yeah, Alchemist going to work, chopping wood. No global, as well as no Clinks. No Disruptor, no buybacks on either of them. The Rex definitely in danger here. The AC and the Deso, these buildings die extremely quickly.
Freedom doing all they can to hold off with the resources that they have, but it's just not enough. It feels like the back you pull in, you see, you're not going to see the concoction being used right there, although dodged by the phase shift of Puck. But they kill the tower, chemical rage popped in. But the Nestor, you just can't kill him. He's just going at it with the Rex.
Missing almost every auto attack. He's healing up from the Octarine core, doing the Radiant acid spray, as well as just his ultimate running. It's just extremely hard to do any damage if they do hit Melee Rex.
Kinetic Storm, Kinetic Field combo to catch Lifestealer actually. He may go down here. So the Alchemist. Alchemist gonna pop the man still. They do kill Lifestealer. He has a buyback. No, Alchemist gonna be brought back with the clips. Stuck with the Pit of Malice. He's somehow still on the Chemical Rage. And there goes the health regen. It's not, is it enough? Oh my gosh. How is he still alive? The spell still's ridiculous. Finally, he goes down. Eagle credit for the kill right there. In the long run, I mean, they got the middle set of racks, though. And they both have buybacks, so overall, still a pretty good push. But, I mean, losing both of their cores is not something they wanted to do at the end there.
Yeah, a little bit of an overextension. And this Lifestealer just getting kited out a little bit and uses Rage to hit on the buildings. They got silenced up, slowed, and looks like Freedom's going to claim another Roshan, the third one. These Roshans are really keeping them in the game. Once they take these fights, they normally would be able to take, and also a lot of gold boost. 200 gold to the whole team 3 times, 3,000 gold just from these Roshans.
There we go. It's picked up by BSJ as well. Age is, of course, in his inventory, and that he's sitting in that backpack, gonna roam into the jungle here, maybe find Slaughter. Careful. Instead, they're gonna go for the Shrine, of course. But Infamous doesn't want to give this up for free. They're pinging the areas if they want to maybe make a play, but they can't really get there in time. So, yeah, Alchemist still being dead. Not worth the risk. So, reward spotting everything that's going on in the meantime. Now, the bottom Shrine's still up. Team Freedom, they're going to make their way immediately over there, though. So, I'm going to kill both, unless Infamous goes for a defense with Alchemist coming back up here. How heavy they're going to prioritize saving that Shrine. It's like not too much. Base, a little more important. That's so fast, too.
Both their Shrines going down, and Freedom's still holding on to tier 2s, so they're actually not looking so bad. A lot of their supporting cast has quite a few items. That's sort of the difference, whereas almost all of Emphasis heroes besides this Alchemist are extremely poor. 9k net worth on the Slaughter, which is pretty good for a Slaughter, but still just a plate mail now on top for this Darkseer. So 10k net worth at 35 minutes in a winning game. Just the Ghost Scepter on the Warlock. Almost impossible for him to get any more items.
Beautiful forward staff by Silencer right there. Just before he got caught. Mouse comes out and catches Lifestealer. They do not have Puck with them currently. Global Sign's going to be activated though. The wall is down. No back to just in. There comes the Warlock. Oh, now comes Centrum though with the kinetic build. Now Puck joining the party in the background. BSJ trying to live the longest orb on him. And now Lifestealer locked down by these sides. However, they do kill. They activate the Aegis actually onto the Click, so he's going to be locked in immediately as he comes back up. In fact, Puck going to be thrown in the air with the Yield Scepter, trying to get out, phase shift, and survive. Blake's the only one to die through that, some way, somehow. But, okay, there was a buyback on Santer, actually, but still. Job done for Infamous. This time, Clinks does have a buyback, though.
Yep, does have a buyback, but really doesn't want to use it. It would just massively stifle his item progression, which already has not been amazing so far. Past couple of minutes, Infamous has been taking a lot of good team fights. Looks like they're going to get second to last tier 2 tower bottom, march towards it, and really not feasible for the Clinks to buy back for this. Alchemist pushes in top, farming at the jungle with his illusions, and we'll have an Aghanim's pretty soon for the Darkseer or the Warlock. So actually gonna bolster the net worth a little bit, make them a little bit tankier and harder for this Puck to burst down. Who does have the Aghanims now as well, so longer stun duration, a little bit more damage, maybe buying some time for this Clinks to actually get some right clicks in.
Yeah, especially to consider too with the Lifestealer going to BKB here, almost finishing that.
Oh
again. He did that literally in the last fight too. He survived as a result. Well, this time he doesn't. Never mind. Anyways, Disruptor goes in. I'm not sure what the plan was there. Well, the sword popped on a Lifestealer, and Silencer he's dead for 60 seconds. Remember, he fought back last fight. Buck, it's fine. Clinks backwards, but can they really stop this now? That Clinks is still resurrecting, and no Silencer out. There's no global wolf. Time to do the old-fashioned way. Mixed up off by Alchemist. They're attacking so fast with the illusions and the melee racks. Will live for now. Knocking on the door again, though. Full ended back in the wall combo. Catches Underlord. However, Slaughter also got caught in the midst of it. And he too will fall in the background. Puck making some plays. On the side, being a distractor. If anything, but BSJ, as soon as he comes in, they focus him. The Cliff back protection. Alchemist, not himself. No, he gets it off in time. And he stuns the Underlord, actually, but the kinetic field kind of locking him in place. A bit funky right here, but now Lifestealer going right for the melee racks, and there we go. We'll eventually kill it, and they'll be happy with that. Although the kinetic field now comes Lifestealer again, the side goes out, but they also side on a Puck. Lifestealer does fall, not Tomato. He's chasing even further right here, trying to maybe kill Warlock. No TP out, he'll be fine. But again, damage done in the sense of that at least they got the racks killed, and Lifestealer still has a buyback if necessary. Right here, Darkseer just gonna keep running. Alright, they finally got him at least.
Alright, so they get that second melee racks with these Lotus Swords doing a ton of work. Doesn't end up killing the Lifestealer there as he hexes him, and hexes the puck back from the Darkseer. So not able to chase down some of the other heroes, and also it bounced back the Alchemist stun, so maybe saving the Underlord there as he was very low on HP. The Alchemist just storming at him, but bounced the stun back, kept him there for a while, and forced him out of the fight. So Freedom only losing one set of racks. Definitely not what you want to see, but at least they get a couple turnaround kills on a couple of these cores, and that's sort of been the story for a lot of this game. Infamous taking a very good fight, taking map control, taking objectives, then overextending a little bit maybe, and Freedom getting some cleanup kills and sort of putting themselves back in the game.
Alchemist, he gave axe to somebody. He gave it to you. Warlock, yeah. Okay, so Warlock does have the axe now.
And it's working towards that refresher,
golem.
so has a perseverance, and about a third of the way there. Has more, actually has 1,500 gold, so about 2/3 of the way there, and that'll give them some insane team fight if he has, you know, the 4 golem drops. It'll be so much damage.
That sounds really strong. Well, a smoke play here from Freedom towards the Roshan pit area, going all the way to the top lane, but the Warlock gonna go with his ultimate to the BKB onto Slaughter as well. They're the ones that feel like they're in control, as they should. ESJ though, Blinks, several going to be exposed. He's going for the Lifestealer jump side slow. They go back in, but it gets next immediately. Beautiful action there with Lifestealer opens on a clinch. He uses the bananas, or the cheese though, and there's a vacuum pull him onto the wall. In the background, about the 4 stabs away, everyone going to be fine. No Dark Rift activated just yet. In terms of getting away, Darkseer still wants to make some plays. The Lifestealer still chasing against Slaughter. Jet's trying to hold this. Over here, though, out comes the Warlock Golems. Catch the Silencer as well as Disruptor. So a couple of supports right here. They want to kill Disruptor. She blinks daggers away. Unfortunately, he blinks right into danger. And he too will be picked off. So we'll only a 1-for-1. We'll make it a 1 for. Actually, Puck was there as well. I didn't even notice him drop. He actually does go down. So a 2-for-1. Definitely working for Infamous.
Yeah, with the Puck going down, one of the most important heroes for Team Freedom, and they're going to force him to buyback probably, run down this top lane, because they still have the BKB up on Lifestealer. We didn't mention, got picked up, and an Aghanim is given to him as well, so a little bit tankier, a little more attack speed overall, some nice stats, and you know, the Assimilate, not super useful, but the stats overall are nice, and are going to let him right-click a little bit better. But getting that Puck kill, forcing out the buyback, is going to basically just negate all of Puck's item progression for the rest of this game. Since they're hitting this building, they're going to force the buyback. He really needs to, they're going to lose the racks.
There we go, there's a buyback. The last stand here from Team Freedom now. Can America win, or will South America come through? That's the question everyone's asking right now. BKB popped by Ledge in the background. Jingle still stunned because of the axe, though. They do catch Darks here, actually. Alchemist gonna end up stunning himself again. No, never mind. He'll be fine. He is stunned himself. As that Static Storm doing plenty of work. Yells gets rid of by the pit of Malice. The Chemical Rage is a big slaughter. Stun though. On it 3. Out comes Lifestealer. Pucked in again. And that good too. He does not have a buyback now. PSG on the run. The Lotus Orbit's up. Standing his ground. Ain't gonna be enough either. He does not have a buyback either. Underlord does, but is that really a threat? The answer is no. There's the pause. Spam the G's, baby, as this game's over. Infamous taking game 2 and gonna take the series as a result. 2-0.
Yeah, Infamous with a, let's say, a superior draft in both games. First game winning all of their lanes extremely easily. You know, losing the hard. Pushy. the spin. Obviously,
10
Crush does not go
seconds
through
remaining.
it. So overall, Juggernaut just a good ban. Good for both teams actually. So
5 seconds remaining.
That away. Now the third pick for Infamous. Again, they went the Dark Seer Slaughter just like last game as far as other heroes. I mean, what, they had a Shadow Fiend. They did not have a Warlock.
Radiant team pick.
Change of pace.
yeah, so realizing Team Freedom gonna do this super 5-man push, group up and fight you draft, and Infamous realizing that, and sort of how Complexity adjusted their draft earlier to Onyx, picking up
10
that Warlock.
seconds remaining.
Just an incredibly strong team fight here, so much damage between the Dark Seer, all the Ion
5
Shells floating
seconds
around,
remaining.
the Vacuum, the Warlock combined with the Rock, so the Vacuum Rock, a very, very nice combo.
Dire
Freedom
team pick.
kind of counter that, the back and forth counters with the Global. So whenever you do start the fight, you can Global, try and blow up the Warlock, or blow up one of their their key heroes. So the Silencer, you can just run around rampant, take the fight after you killed
10 seconds
initial hero
remaining.
using the Global.
Yeah, that on top, they have the Static Storm,
5
obviously, from
seconds
Disruptor, and a lot of silence. A lot of silence here on the side of Team Freedom now with that, of course, Silencer pick. So, it's going to be Lifestealer, a hero that maybe not as affected by his silence ability. Get him to go with that Slaughter, but that's, again, a very strong combo. The fact that they got the fourth pick Lifestealer with the Slaughter. Happier, I'm sure. Fourth pick for Team Freedom.
Dire
All right,
team back.
Blinks, that's not expected. Happened.
Yeah, BSJ has been practicing that hero a reasonable amount. They picked it in a couple of games. Quite good versus the Lifestealer, as a hero that doesn't build too much armor early on, likes to
10
go for
seconds remaining.
armor, which does give you some armor. And then much later in the game, you can go
5
for the
seconds
AC.
remaining.
But in the intermittent time there, where the Clinks has a Desolator, has the Dragon Lance, can just snipe down people, do tons of damage,
Reserve
gives them a
time.
physical damage building hitter, which they didn't really have before. The Silencer most probably going to be mid, as Tomato typically plays it there. Underlord not really a great building hitter, more of a building hitter enabler, and the Clinks going to sort of round out.
Disruptor!
Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining.
Oh.
Radiant team ban. Dire team ban.
Yeah, very much back to their roots for Team Freedom. This is sort of the style they've been playing for
10
years, like
seconds
Underlord,
remaining.
Abaddon, for IX Might going to this offlane. They try to mix it up.
5
Last game, play
seconds
more of like
remaining.
normal Dota instead of this super aggressive, pushy style that they do play a lot. As it hasn't been working
Reserve
too
time.
amazingly. They got 3-0'd by Duop playing that style. They broke 1-1 against Onyx. Now, losing to Infamous, trying to put that 5-manny, take your towers draft that Team Freedom likes to go for.
We did see, wasn't it Arteezy, I think, played it for Evil Geniuses at the
Radiant
Dota
team
pit?
ban.
Played a little bit of Clinks there.
Yeah,
Not
played one
mistaken.
game for Secret. He dominated.
It could be fun to see a similar performance here, perhaps, for Team Freedom. At least I'm sure they're hoping for. Final pick to follow. Spearbreaker taken away from
10
Infamous,
seconds
so
remaining.
no way an option. That could have been a good setup. Stun and Initiator
5
himself, of
seconds
course.
remaining.
Yeah, also very good versus the Lifestealer. 2 stuns that both pierce BKB, so able to lock him down during the rage duration. And then Underlord, Root, and all of their silences. Silencer and Clinks both eventually probably get Hurricane Pikes. At some point during this game, so the stun's able to lock this Lifestealer down while everybody just kites him around, and then they just pelt him with right clicks from the Searing Arrows and the Glaives sort of orb team.
Radiant
So Van
team pick.
Tinker. Something that worried about facing, perhaps. Both teams are probably lining up to pick their last pick here, right?
Play more normal-ish Dota, so now trying to go back to the roots and play this style that they're used to, and we'll see how it does. They got, like you said, pretty manhandled last game.
Yeah, it definitely was. But at the same time, I mean, that can happen, even to the best teams. And it's just, we've seen series before where one team just dominates the first game, and then the next game, it's the other team that's doing the dominating. So
sure.
I definitely know that these two teams, in my opinion, are somewhat evenly matched, and it could be either team that wins, no doubt. So looking forward to seeing what happens here. We got Juggernaut and Rubik bands. Follow now. The fourth band seems to be always that thinking band. There we go with the
Radiant
Centaur.
team ban.
Infamous.
Yep, so not wanting to play against the safe lane Centaur. Overall, good hero, very strong in lane, sort of the opposite of the Slark. And Juggernaut also extremely good versus the Darkseer. Healing Ward counters out the Ion Shell mostly in lane, so a safe laner that can actually do quite well versus the Darkseer. Omni Slash doesn't really care if you're surging away, as he's still going to follow you and chop you. And can also purge off the amplify damage